Hello, this is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the daily eCom planning session. So my passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them get organized, get focused, get consistent in their business. If that's you, I'm here for you. You can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session by going to ecomsellers.com, clicking on freebies, and scheduling your free 20-minute coaching session. So we're live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. Although I think we went live on Clubhouse before we had sound. So I apologize for the dead air at the beginning. In any case, I'll try to edit that out. Since we're live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group, I do invite you to go download the weekly ecom planning session. The daily and the weekly, because the weekly session is tomorrow, the daily session is today. You can download those directly from the e-commerce planning Facebook group by going over to that open Facebook group, looking at the menu options and clicking on files. And then once you click on files, you can click on to download the daily and the weekly sessions. So with that, today's topic happens to be eBay versus Shopify. We've already done eBay versus Amazon. I don't think we've done eBay versus Walmart, so we'll probably still have to do that one. But eBay versus Shopify, and whether or not this is the platform for you to sell on, and what the differences are. So as we continue through this versus series, please share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about the daily ecom planning session as we tune in tomorrow at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time to go over the next comparisons. So eBay and Shopify clearly are two very different platforms. The info snapshots, infographics come to us directly from from Printify. But they are very different platforms. eBay is a marketplace. And so as a marketplace, people can, different third-party sellers can sell their products, their wares directly on eBay. Versus Shopify is a website builder. And so Shopify allows you, if you have a private label brand, to be able, or if you have a niche, or you have, if you're focused on a specific building your brand, or you have a specific area of products that you like to sell, and it doesn't have to be physical products. Like you can sell a variety of different products used in Shopify, but in this instance, talking about physical products, it is a website builder. And so they're going to be two very different platforms to operate on. You can sell your products there. You can build out your store. You can build out your brand. You'll have to drive traffic on Shopify yourself. Whereas on eBay, it's a marketplace. And so there's some customers that naturally gravitate there to go search for products to be able to buy. And so they're just going to randomly search on eBay to be able to find what it is that they want. So eBay being the domain is going to be ebay.com and then whatever your store is, whereas Shopify will be your own specific domain, and then people will have to know what your URL or your domain is. So as we go through the comparisons, the pros of selling on eBay is that they have auctions and buy it now options. And that is a good thing. I mean, they do offer auctions. You can also just create regular listings. You don't have to do auctions, and you can just, list your items and let people buy them. The product scope, sell close to everything. So they can sell, on that platform. You can pretty much sell whatever you want to. I will say, if you have your own Shopify store, you can pretty much sell what you want to as well. eBay will naturally draw some traffic on its own, whereas Shopify, you have to work to drive traffic. It is fairly easy to set up, and they do have seller protections. The cons are because, there's going to be other sellers on that platform. If you're in a specific niche, maybe like dog leashes, and you're going to have to compete with other people that might be selling dog leashes. And so that's the thing that you have to keep in mind. They do have some restrictions on some products that you can sell and some categories that you can sell. So you'll have to get some approvals, or there's some things you just can't sell. So they say that it's complicated inventory upkeep. I don't know if I 100% agree with that. I mean, if you're cross-listing or If you've got a lot of inventory, they do have a back office where you can manage your inventory, manage your sales. You may want to extract that information if you are a big seller so that you can manage it yourself. Um, and they say unreliable buyers. Well, I think on eBay, they're looking for bargain shoppers. Those people that are going to eBay are more bargain shoppers. And so there are some times where people can buy things from you and they'll claim they didn't get it, or something else fishy, and that can also happen to you as an independent seller on Shopify. Okay, the difference is that eBay in most cases might side with the buyer over the seller, even though they have seller protections, and that's the thing you have to worry about. You do have to submit disputes, and so they favor the buyer, as I said it before. And they do have some tools. I actually think eBay's tools are actually pretty good compared to a couple of the other platforms. They've got different tools to help you to create listings and to create titles and things like that. They're continually improving. Their seller hub has been continually improving over the years. So, I won't knock that. And they do have some decent reports in the back office. Okay, so Shopify pros, it is beginner friendly. So if you're wanting to build a website, you can pretty much build your own brand, customize it. They have a lot of templates to choose from any way you want to. And there's also a bunch of app integrations so you can control the look and feel of your store and what buyers will see. You do have store options on eBay, but again, you don't have 100% control over the look and feel. You can just upload your graphics and change a few things. But if you want a complete redesign, you can do that on Shopify. You can customize it, as I said before. So they do have a lot of templates. They say it's easy to set up and use. I think, you do have to understand a little bit about some of the functionality. So I won't say it's 100% easy to set up, whereas you can get going on eBay in probably 15 minutes. And when I say 15 minutes, well, probably 30, because if you don't know how to create your first listing, then you got to muddle through that. But you're not going to be able to get up and going on Shopify in 30 minutes. You're going to have to spend, if you're a newbie and you've never started, you can get started on eBay in 30 minutes. If you're a newbie and you've never started and don't have any experience with Shopify, you're probably going to spend a couple of hours to get up and going. So there's a difference between the two. Then they do have a lot of SEO tools and e-commerce features, so that helps. Like I said before, they have a huge app store which controls the look and feel and some of the features and functionality of the store. And they do offer 24/7 support, customer support. You do have some level of support as a seller on eBay, but it's, again, it's different, and you're going to have to go through some steps to be able to talk to a live person. Then the cons, transaction and subscription fees. Yes, it's going to be more expensive to sell on Shopify because you're going to have to drive traffic. You have to drive your own traffic. And, the store, setting up a store like that, you can sign up for a Shopify store, $29.99 a month, whereas your eBay store, I think it's like $27.99 a month. So the numbers are similar. And there's going to be referral fees, insertion fees on eBay. If you set up a store. Now, you're not required to set up a store on eBay. It's your call if you want to do that. You can just deal with the listing fees and that's it. Versus, on Shopify, you may have fees for any apps that you choose to add to your store, or integrations that you choose to incorporate. And you're going to have to pay whatever it's going to cost you to drive traffic on your own. Most of the themes cost money, which is what I said before, sort of the templates that they have available, and so do the apps. So your monthly expenses are going to go up on Shopify. And there is no autosave feature on the blog. I don't think I ever realized that. So you can choose eBay if you want a basic store set up, you have a small store, you don't plan to expand. If you want to experiment with e-commerce, you don't need or want a creative control over your storefront, and you don't need advanced SEO or e-commerce tools. I'd agree with all of that. But again, you don't have to set up a storefront. If you do want to set up a storefront, you can, but on eBay, you don't have to. On Shopify, and you should choose Shopify if you're a beginner in e-commerce and you want a quick solution. Again, quick is relative because, again, get your Shopify store up and running in an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours is more realistic than just getting your first listing up and going on eBay in under 30 minutes. Um, you want to expand or grow your business, or you want full creative control over your storefront and brand, and you want a large set of SEO, e-commerce, and marketing tools. So again, if you're planning on building a brand, if you want to expand it out, you can build a brand on eBay. But again, if you want to, control a lot more and you plan on growing and expanding, then having your own website and having all the tools you need to be able to sell products to your customers and other things, definitely do that through Shopify. Both of them offer you, you can do promotions and sales. Of course, you can do almost anything you want to with your Shopify store. So deals and things like that. And you do have promotional tools within eBay if you want to offer deals or sales or things like that. So I hope this information is helpful. I hope you'll use it to make some decisions on your e-commerce journey, whether you're going to sell on Shopify or you're going to sell on eBay. And tune in for the next series. I don't know who we're comparing next, but the next series, continuing the series of verses, you can follow us on Clubhouse and also follow us in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. Join us tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time as we cover the next verses. And with that, we do invite you to turn up the dial on your e-commerce business and get laser focused. We encourage you to grab the e-commerce planner. It was created for sellers by sellers. You can go to myecomplanner.com to grab your 2023 e-commerce planner. Use it to help you to get focused, help you to be more consistent in your business, and to track your progress so that you know where you stand and whether or not you're engaging in the activities that are actually going to move the needle in your business. So it is a 365-day planner, gives you the opportunity to be able to plan or document or track your progress every single day, every week, and every month. If you want a free coaching session, you can definitely schedule a free coaching session by going to ecomsellers.com, clicking on free resources, and scheduling a free 20-minute coaching session. Again, you can go to ecomsellers.com, click on free resources, and schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. And then we do invite you to join eCom Sellers Academy if you want some support on your e-commerce journey. You can go to ecomsellersacademy.com right now to join eCom Sellers Academy. And it's terribly affordable. It's $17.99 a month, and you get free weekly retail arbitrage leads list and free retail and online arbitrage, free wholesale list. You get live weekly trainings in addition to a live weekly Q&A and over 200 training videos. So if you didn't already do so, go and download the daily ecom planning checklist as we are about to transition. So we are still live on Clubhouse. We're live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. We're going to go over the daily checklist right now. So if you need an accountability check-in afterwards, definitely connect with us on Clubhouse so we can talk about your business, talk about where you are in your journey, talk about today's verses if you're interested in continuing the conversation about the differences between eBay and Shopify. So let's continue the conversation on Clubhouse. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into the daily ecom planning checklist. And then after that, we'll start the conversation on Clubhouse. So there are 3 things that we encourage you to do every single day. 3 things. One is what you do the night before. The next is what you do the morning of. And then the last one is some advanced planning activities. So when it comes to the things that you should be doing the night before, when it comes to planning and making progress and being consistent in your business, the activities that you engage in, the first thing that we recommend the night before is that you kind of assess the day, rate your day. How did it go? What progress did you make? What was on your agenda and your checklist for the day? And what progress did you make towards it? If you didn't make progress, make a note of that. That's okay. We celebrate whatever progress you did make. And if you didn't make progress, then, we make a note of those things as well so that we have lessons learned later on. What are you going to move into tomorrow's schedule? What are you going to keep, move to next month? The next thing is tracking your daily stats. So how many listings did you create? What were your sales? What were your, how many orders did you fulfill? How many listings did you rework? What were your expenses that you spent for the day? Like there's a bunch of different stats that are inside of the My Ecom Planner, and you can use that My Ecom Planner to track those stats if you don't have another tool in which to do that. So document those stats so you know what your progress is every single day in 2023. The next is that we encourage you to go look at your online calendar so that you're not surprised by what you have on it. This is your online calendar for your family, for yourself, for your business, for your job, so that as you are building out your schedule for tomorrow, which is the fourth thing, that you already have an idea what's coming up tomorrow. Don't be surprised by what's on your calendar. Be proactive. So we're going to be building out our schedule for the next day, the night before, so then that way we have a better chance of being more productive, more focused, and more consistent in our business. So when you're building out that schedule the night before, be inclusive. You get 24 hours in the day. What are you doing with that 24 hours? So that you don't, if you're a person that wastes a lot of time or you're not really sure where your time went in a day, then definitely build out a detailed calendar or a detailed checklist of the things that you really want to get done and the things that will help you to stay focused and consistent tomorrow. If you're a person that you're really good at following schedules, you really have a good established routine and you're very consistent about it, then you don't need to do that. And you can maybe just write out your top 5 or your top 3 for tomorrow. And then that way you can continue to move forward with your consistency that you've already established. So which one are you? Make sure that you, again, are building an inclusive schedule. Now, what are we going to do the day of? What are we going to do today? First thing we're going to do is we're going to reassess yesterday. We're going to reassess it because sometimes when we're reviewing our day the night before, we just exclude things by accident because we're exhausted and we're just ready to go to bed. So that's okay. If you missed some stuff, we're going to go through and reassess that. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to review our weekly priorities for the day. Today, we're going to do that just before we get started, and our weekly habits, just to make sure that we're on track for the progress we wanted to make this week. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to review our monthly plan. Our monthly goals matter. So our daily activities contribute to our weekly success. Our weekly activities contribute to our monthly success, and our monthly activities contribute to our quarterly success, and our quarterly activities contribute to our annual success, the success we're going to have in 2023. So everything you do every day matters, but what was on your agenda for this week that's going to help you to be successful this month? So look at your weekly priorities and also look at your monthly plan so that you're engaging in activities every day that are going to help you to make progress and to see where you are. You're at the halfway mark of January. So since you're at the halfway mark of January, have you gotten through half of your goals for January? Then we're going to review the schedule that we wrote last night. If we need to, we're going to rewrite it. We're going to make sure we identify the main thing. If there's one thing that we need to get done this week, we need to make sure that we identify that main thing. And once we have rewritten, if we need to, our plan for the day, we're going to speak it out loud, read it out loud. So we're ready to rock and roll. That helps us to wake up the subconscious mind, to hand it over to the conscious mind. So we're ready to stay focused and get back on track as we get derailed throughout the day. Because sometimes we do get derailed throughout the day. The last thing is just to write out an outline for tomorrow, just an outline schedule. And while you're at it, because tomorrow is Saturday, go ahead and write out your Sunday outline of what you want to get done, whether it be a schedule or a checklist. Write it out so that you have an advanced schedule for the weekend. The last thing is your advanced planning, things that might interrupt or disrupt your ability to maintain or sustain this routine that you're working to establish, this consistency. If one of the things that you're working to do is to create 5 listings a day, or to make sure that you're checking for, communications from customers and responding or reviewing your reviews, or doing a better job in 2023 or product research or sourcing, then you need to figure out what are those things that are stopping you from being consistent. And sometimes it's the little things that we're not really paying attention to, like that doctor's appointment that you scheduled right in the middle of your work schedule. So those types of things, definitely do what you can to and minimize the disruptions in your day. Don't answer your phone if you're supposed to be working from 8 to 12. Don't go check your email if that's not your email checking time. Don't go do the things that are going to actually cause you to get off track. If you're working to build consistency, do those things that'll help you stay on track. But if you do have things that are going to disrupt or interrupt your day outside of emergencies, real emergencies, then put together a plan to be able to deal with those things. If that doctor's appointment has to be during your work schedule, then make sure you move the rest of the activities that you have on your agenda to another time in the day, so that way you still get the things done and you still make the progress that you wanted to make. Beginning of the year is normally the time of year where people are dropping things, when they establish a New Year's resolution, and then all of a sudden they just fall off the wagon. They lose their ability to stay consistent. So do everything you can to maintain that consistency and sustain it, and identify those things are disruptions in your routine, whether they be small or big, and put together a plan to be able to deal with those. Okay. So with that, I hope this information is helpful. This has been the daily ecom planning session. My name is Nicole Whitlock, and my passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them be organized, be focused, be consistent in their e-commerce journey. If you need that help, I'm here for you. With that, we're still live on Clubhouse. If you want to continue the conversation, you can join us on Clubhouse. Otherwise, I hope you have an amazingly blessed, extremely focused, and highly profitable day. And we will say goodbye for now. Bye, guys.